Hey guys. Alright, so we've ordered up our resistors, our capacitors, but there's a few other things you might need depending on your radio. For example, often the power cord is damaged or missing altogether. The old insulation may be cloth covered, it may be rubber. Often though they fray, they crack, they break. The old Bakelite power connector plug itself may have cracked or be corroded or missing. You may have some holes in your speaker cloth. Your cabinet may be damaged and the decals are worn off. Well, believe it or not, a lot of that stuff has been reproduced. For example, here I've got some nice cloth covered power cord, and here's a power connector just like this, except this one's brand new. Thread the wire through, screw it onto these terminals. Here's some decals for Philco. These are water slide decals. You cut out a decal, put in a little warm water, slide it off just like building a model airplane or car, and you put it on the radio, clear coat it with some lacquer, and you get a brand new decal. Here's some speaker cloth from our Westinghouse radio. A lot of the patterns, especially for the more popular common radios, are available that are exactly the same. Place I got this stuff from is called Radio Days. There's also an outfit called Antique Electronic Supply that has a lot of goodies too. So for example, on the left here, we have tools and supplies, components. So you can also get capacitors here. I just think that Just Radio has a better variety. But if you need some of this stuff too, you might want to save on shipping and get it all from this place. Here's the cloth covered wire. Dial cord, for example. If this cord was snapped or missing, you can get replacement dial cord for that. Dial lamps. A lot of these radios have a light bulb inside to backlight the tuning dial. Diodes, in case you want to replace a selenium rectifier with a diode. This one uses a tube, so we don't need any of those. Here's grill cloth, hardware, and so on and so forth. So good. It's really nice that this stuff is available, so you can make your radio look really authentic, down to even the power plug on it. All right, moving on from there. While we're waiting for our parts, there's a few things we can do with this radio. Next thing I want to do is check these tubes. In this radio, they're all octal tubes, meaning they have 8 pins on the base, and well, I'll take one of these out and show you what I mean. To get tubes out, a good technique is to first give it a little wiggle. Sometimes these glass envelopes have broken loose of the Bakelite base. If they have, don't yank on it. You can rip this right out and ruin the tube. Just take a little bit of super glue and just put a thin bead right between the glass and the Bakelite base. In a few minutes, this will be glued up rock hard. You'll have no problem pulling it out. You want to pull them out, grasp it between your thumb and forefinger, and while you're rotating, give a slight upward tug, and eventually they will come out. There we go. So there's that octal base. 8 pins with a locking key on it. When you put these back in, you can see there's a corresponding key on this. So rotate the tube around till it locks in, and then it'll push it right down. These tubes were quite dirty. I've already cleaned them up. When you clean these, be very careful if you're going to use modern cleaning, like ammonia-based products, because these tubes have numbers printed on them. You can find it on this guy. Huh. Can't find it on this one. I'm going to check the next one here. Okay, here we go. You can see this one's printed on top. When you clean these, be careful because you can wipe that numbering right off the tube. In which case, just remember what socket it was in. Maybe put a little tape label on the base and write down the tube number so you know what it is when you put it back in or while you're working with it. Okay, I'm going to check these tubes now. And I'm lucky enough to have a tube tester. In fact, I have several. This is the generic one I use because it can do any tube from the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. It's only an emission type tester. It's not a fancy one like a TV7 that'll check transconductance, but you know, it'll certainly tell me if a tube is good or bad or has shorts in it. So let me test the tube. I'm going to test the tube that I just popped out, rather. Oh, there's the number. It's just super faint. It's a 12SA7. Alright, so sometimes the numbers are on the side, like in this case, it's like a little octagon with the tube in faint gray lettering. Sometimes on the top, sometimes it's printed on the base. Like I said, this is a 12SA7. In this type of tube tester, there's a little scrollable directory of tube types down here. Just rotate to the tube you've got. 12SA7. Alright. Flip all the controls. These were meant to test a wide variety of tubes, so and all kinds of settings and switches and knobs to accommodate all the tube types. Now, if you don't have a tube tester, they can run pretty expensive on eBay. There's a lot of people are getting interested in this tube gear. But if you don't have one and you can't borrow one from a friend, well, restore the whole radio, see how it plays. Worst case scenario, you'll just have to start buying the tubes, you know, new old stock tubes or tubes that you are from a reputable dealer that you know are good. Start replacing them one by one until hopefully you get it playing well. Alright, so I'll pop this tube in and wait a few seconds for it to heat up. You flip these levers in this particular tester to check for shorts. If there's a short, that light will light up. A brief flash is okay for this particular tube type. And then you rotate this control, and this tube is indeed good, so that's great. I'm going to pop the rest of the tubes out, and if there are any that are bad, I'll be ordering some up. In either case, I'll show you a couple places where you can order tubes up.